Hi, I'm Edison,
I'm GC.
and welcome to Femmes React. Before we start, DC wants to do a huge shout out for our Twitter followers.
Do two shouts out real quick. I want to say a shout out to the BL Lovers link. Thank you very much for that tweet that you sent out about our last KinnPorsche and that support for what we were doing. And then also I want to send a shout out also to Marion at Snatched K on Twitter. Thank you also for the love in our last video and things like that. So we see y'all. We feel the love and the support from you. And we know we're doing the right thing. So thanks.
Yeah, definitely thank you for everyone for your support from the last video. I think our videos are kind of becoming I don't know what a better word is, but an echo chamber where we're kind of just getting only people that agree with our points of view, which is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be there for everyone, but it is what it is.
The only thing I would push back on that is that we get people who like our point of view, but then also in the comment section, we get a bunch of people who misconstrue our view and just are against it. I never go into the comment section. But there are some people who blah, 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 and saying all this other kind of stuff. So there are people who don't agree with us coming into the comment section in the YouTube. So
DC, there's so much love for you, and also your love of Foucault. So, people are horny for Foucault. So if you want to raise him up, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but
Foucault?
Yeah, if you want to keep raising Foucault up, people are here for it, apparently.
Oh, I've got also other thinkers Matilda Sycamore, who is in queer theory, and then there's tons of people. Just an orgy of philosophers. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into last week's shenanigans. Look, after reading more comments, I think, first of all, we know the production is messy. There's just been all this behind the scenes gossip, and I don't want to get into it. So my view of them is not I don't have high expectations right now. Seeing a lot of interpretations of last week's episode, I kind of see it. I kind of go, you know what? If I didn't have my bias in thinking that Porsche was traumatized from an assault, then maybe he is pining after Kinn and kind of sad that Kinn didn't gently nurture him after they did it and treated him badly after. Those perspectives, there was no sort of defining clarity by the director to go 100% he felt violated and assaulted. And just the other thing I wanted to clarify is all my analysis are based on my interpretation of what I think the director is doing, not necessarily how I think an assault victim would behave. So I just wanted to clarify that I wouldn't know necessarily what they would think, and I don't want to speak up for them. I'm just trying to do the best I can in trying to interpret what they're trying to say. In saying that, I'm actually not convinced that Porsche is 100% traumatized or hurt by the rape, just reading everyone else's comments, because I don't know if that's the intent of the director. We'll see this episode really how it goes, but I'm worried this all goes back to the romanticization of the rape, which is kind of the biggest thing. It's they did the GHP PSA, but is that enough to kind of go, this isn't really a romantic thing? I don't know. It's just whatever.
I think I should also say right here that, especially dealing with assault and assault victims, no two people will act the same. And there's no such thing as a perfect victim. And one person will act one way to an assault, and another person will compartmentalize and things like that. So there is no having the idea that there's a perfect victim and this is that's the way they act is problematic in and of itself. And even if you talk to any therapist, they will say, different people act different ways. So I just wanted to put that in there right there, because we're talking about that and how a person will act and things like that. So yeah. So I just wanted to say that.
I think on top of everything else, I do understand why people don't want to see the assault in the context that it was, because they don't want the relationship to start off with that sort of negative thing. Like there is certain willing rose-colored glasses or a willing blindness to want to interpret the bathroom scene because it was so beautifully shot and all that, to not see the consent issues in it. And I get that. Like, even if Porsche is okay with everything, he doesn't feel ill will. He is more like concerned about Kinn's feelings towards him, and isn't necessarily traumatized by being, you know, drugged and raped. You know, it doesn't necessarily diminish or negate that scene was romanticized. And I understand why people are choosing not to see it a certain way, because they want to see the romantic sort of progression. And so, like, even though this is kind of slated to be mafia themed, and to me, I was hoping it would be like a next stepping stone in the evolution of BL, such as other revolutionary BLs have been like I Told Sunset About You. I don't know if it will be, other than its popularity and explicit sex scenes. So sorry, I just feel like it's tying back on a common trope, and all the romantic elements people see are things they've learned through previous storylines.
It's the same stuff with a bigger budget and more stylized. I think that people often don't want to look at these discourses and all this other kind of stuff because they want to shut their brain off and they think it's fantasy and they want to compartmentalize. But they don't, nothing happens in a social vacuum. It doesn't. It does have an effect. But, you know, people want to deny that. I get that.
Yeah, I get it too. I mean, like, I had the same sort of like thinking process for History 3 in that episode 6 scene. But that was very ambiguous because, you know, one of them was delirious. It was more on the writers that they didn't have to write it like that. But on the other hand, I do sort of understand if it is a particular, I don't know if it's like a kink or like whatever.
I'm here for certain BL tropes, like the towel, the playing in water, the slow motion, and also the bad communication. But there's some tropes like this, which is, I don't know, it can go.
I just think, yeah, if there needs to be a valid reason, if they do want to include something like that, to me it seems like an awakening of feelings. Is that the reason we're doing that here? Couldn't they awaken them somehow else?
I think it could be like just the shortcut and lazy writing. Sometimes just lazy writing.
Okay. They're in the forest. If Porsche's like, we're going to talk about our feelings, but he doesn't really talk about the ethics of the rape. I don't know. Like, then it's just kind of like makes me doubt the show even more. But then I can still be here for every other bit of the storyline, which is interesting.
Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes, like, I'll watch a BL and I'm more interested in the side couple than the main couple because they're just weird.
Man, his dad would be so disappointed in him. He's like, you risked your life again for Porsche? Really?
Daddykins.
It's the daddy guard.
Daddy.
I don't even know who to look at, really. It's just like a buffet of men. Oh, what a daddy. That's really reassuring.
Drone.
Yeah, the drone is recording this shot. It's not looking for Kinn.
They're handcuffed together?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Shouldn't they just like
Can they shoot it open? I guess they ran out of guns. He can still hurt you after you're found. Oh my god.
What are we doing this? Well, the best of rock, paper, scissors, like decide your life.
They're gonna find their bodies and they're just gonna be in a pose where they're lying down with rock, paper, scissors in their hands.
I'm sure that the key would have been on one of the dead people that they like killed back at the truck.
Honestly, I can't even be bothered thinking of the plot holes.
Maybe I have a thing about being cuffed to people. Like, I'm just like, no.
I definitely need my space sometimes.
Okay, they're gonna like fall down.
They found water.
Like, wait a minute. I mean, it was just like right up there. They didn't like fall far. It was just on the top. BL trope. Both getting wet in water. Check.
Is it? Oh, it kind of is. Yeah. One of the first scenes I remember from BL is like in Lovesick and them playing with the hose. That was iconic.
Yeah. There you go. Shut up. Like, people are following us. Be quiet.
I don't even know. Yeah, what happened to the people who were trying to kidnap them? I mean, they're all dead, but like, what about the people who hired them?
I know he's being an ass, but it's funny.
I mean, good for Porsche that he can stay optimistic or like smiling in this situation.
I mean, you gotta have some fun, even though you're like
Oh no,
close to death.
I would not be having fun.
Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. What's this about?
ตอนนี้ผมสั่งทุกทีมให้ตามหาอีกไม่นานเราก็เจอส่วนทางนั้นผมให้พีทดูการเคลื่อนไหวถ้ามีอะไรผิดปกติผมจะแจ้งท่านทันที
Okay. That's just Daddy God reassuring us, right?
เมื่อไหร่เวกัสมันจะมาวะ Thing is, do you think they know that we know?
Who?
Okay.
แม่คุณเวกัส
Okay, so they've been looking at Vegas. They've been telling him.
กูอยู่พอดีแล้วอ่ะอย่าท่านยุงเอามาดูดิพงยางโทษทีอันนั้นผมซื้อมาใช้เองหรืออยากจะใช้ด้วย
ไม่เป็นไรครับคุณเวกัสเชิญตามสบายเลยครับสู้ๆนะ
They're trailing Vegas because they have some suspicions about him.
I mean, I kind of understand the mafia presence. What? I understand the mafia preface? What's the word? I guess people find danger sexy. That's the whole thing with this situation, I guess.
มึงเหลาไม้โง่ๆเนี่ยให้มันแหลมก่อนไม่งั้นมันใช้ไม่ได้มึงได้ตัวยัง
He didn't sharpen his stick before he started.
Maybe he's a mafia boss. He's not a hunter. I mean,
He's not a hunter-gatherer.
if he had a gun, he'd shoot the fish. He'd be fine.
No, he wouldn't. He was at one of his like bodyguards to take him out. Be like, that's it, fish. You'll be swimming with the humans.
He'll be sleeping with the fishies.
No, he can't. The fish can't sleep with the fishes, so he has to sleep with the humans. It's reverse.
My God. We are not on the same wavelength here. The joke works better ironically.
It works better in reverse.
Okay.
So let us know down in the comments which one works better.
Fishies. You're gonna go sleep with the fishies.
This fishies go sleep with the humans.
แล้วเวลาที่นี่ไง
Wow, no animals were hurt during the production of this. I'm just amazed they see fish here that are coming this close to them.
I mean, if you're still enough.
And that size as well. Oh, this is like a...
Oh, that's it. Kind of could totally get behind this aspect.
Eating a fish?
Aspect of... Well, no, they're actually... Okay, here's the naked part.
You're gonna freeze to death. Oh no.
But they're in the water. The aspect of like sharing knowledge and then also like helping each other and getting close that way.
What if Porsche had the key all along? I don't even know. He keeps pulling.
Probably. He should probably just had stuff like...
Okay, well... Okay. Oh, okay. Kin is so damaged.
I know. Oh.
It's already dead. It's okay.
Yeah, but that's a warning to like, what killed that? How'd that get dead?
Poisonous fruit.
What's your dream job? Honey, I do not dream of labor.
Kin, if you don't want to catch feels, don't keep going this direction.
He's already caught the feels.
Okay.
It's already late. He already crossed the Rubicon with that one. Mob. I dream it.
I'm pretty happy where I am.
Right.
กูเชื่อนะเว้ยว่าก่อนแทนคุณเพี้ยนน่ะมึงมีความฝันเฮ้ยมึงมองตากูมึงหลบตา
I mean, what? As a kid, right?
มึงฟัง
Had a dream as a kid.
Well,
Because Tankun got kidnapped as a kid.
right. Probably wanted to be a fireman or something like that.
Pastry chef?
A teacher. He wanted to be a teacher. I believe the children are the future.
กูอยากเป็น
Oh.
นักร้อง
What?
Okay.
That means Jeff is living his dream. Kim is living his dream.
Right.
อยากฟังนะกูสัญญาโอเคเมื่อสุริยนต์ยามสนธยา
So basically, Ken and Kim can switch places if they want, but I think like Kim wants to take over.
I think Kim is happy where he is. Playing double agent. Whatever.
ว่าให้คุณแกล้งเพลียนจะได้ไม่ต้องรับช่วงต่อตระกูลถูกลักพาตัวตอนเด็กมันเปลี่ยนไปได้ขนาดนี้เลยเหรอวะ
Oh.
กูว่าได้นะเว้ยกูก็เคยเป็น
Kidnapping?
ตอนนั้นกูกับพ่อแม่นั่งอยู่ในรถคันเดียวกัน
Oh.
มีรถพุ่งมาชนพ่อแม่กูตายแล้วกูช็อกความทรงจำกูหายหมดเลยแล้วหลังจากนั้นกูก็มาเล่าเรื่องทุกอย่างให้ฟังแล้วช่วงนี้กูนอนลงมาเป็นเดือนๆเลยกูว่ามันเป็นไปได้มึงจะได้นึกถึงแต่เรื่องดีๆของพวกเขาอ่ะ
Kin's dad is definitely the reason that car crashed. Some way, somehow.
กูก็อยากลบเรื่องที่กูเคยทำไม่ดีกับมึง
Mm.
ไม่เป็นไร
Is that like a resolution to everything? Like they're better now, or it feels like Porsche is at peace with everything. Maybe he wasn't even that hurt in the first place. Throughout this whole episode, he's been kind of like very normal, and you know, they did kiss at the water, so I don't know how to read the tone.
Getting more that Ken had a dream and then he had to stop the dream, and that maybe even Tong-kun didn't want to take over the family business and just use the kidnapping as maybe an excuse. And so Ken is kind of sacrificing himself to go forward. And that I felt, for me, I felt a little bit sadder for Ken because he's in this position that he kind of doesn't want to be in, that he's like doing it to save for the brother. He's actually being a sacrifice.
So that Kim can take his dream and run away with it.
Right. Kim can do it, but then also Tong-kun, he doesn't want to do it. That's what I'm getting from that aspect. But then also I'm trying to read into that Ken was already feeling sorry in the last episode because he had some regret there. But then this is even more. Is it a resolution? Yeah, I guess so. Is it a lazy resolution? I think it is a very lazy resolution. I think it honestly is a lazy resolution. I think sometimes I want more. And this is just for me as a viewer. And sometimes I watch shows and I'm just like, okay, that's it. I want more. I want more from the writing. I want more in-depth resolution. They just give me this like surface level, oh yeah, and then like, we're cool, bro. Fist bump.
I don't appreciate the ambiguity at this point because Kin could be apologizing for punishing Porsche for being a jerk to him. It's very vague whether or not he's apologizing for the assault. And we don't even know if the assault is even playing a factor in any of this, right? It could have just been brushed under the rug because it could be read that Kin was not feeling guilty last episode, but like afraid of his own feelings that were developing for Porsche. And he's kind of like, I need to keep him at arm's length. I need to do what my dad expects of me. And so it's kind of like, sure, like the show doesn't need to address it, that they romanticized an assault situation. But I think we've talked enough about it. I mean, like, it's good to be aware. The show might not be necessarily like going, hey, that was assault and we've sort of resolved that power dynamic and that situation. They might just be going, we've created a very dubious situation where we've convinced a majority of you that you can consent under the effect of a date rape drug, as they've developed feelings and it's all okay because it didn't really matter that much in the end. Whatever road we're taking, it's just important to be like establishing that no, you can't consent under the effect of a drug. And we shouldn't risk letting people believe that you can.
Shows Mr. Chance. I mean, they had a chance to do something like really good and really in depth with this right here. And it could have been so much better, but it was kind of like flat. But also, I want to say it's flat at this point right now. We still have a lot more to go. And that's just me just saying, oh, hopefully they'll be doing, I'm always like, I'm the like eternal optimist with this shit.
But whatever. This episode, I mean, like so far we've seen the power dynamic equalize, the softening of Kin. We get more of his backstory. Porsche, his family was killed in a car crash. That was an accident as a result of Kin's dad. I mean, that's kind of the predictable outcome. We'll see if that's the case.
I think that's also another thing with them. It's like, oh, the asshole wasn't the asshole all the time. They would have all of these, they have a tragic backstory. Like I say, show me a hero, I'll show you a tragedy.
Not to brag, but I saw this side of Kin all along. But maybe it was because like I could predict it, that they would have a reason for all this. But no, they sprinkled it. Like he was badly burnt after trusting, someone, and that his dad has a lot of expectations for him because of the situation with Tong-kun, and typical sort of like Asian parenting, but like mafia level. So
Porsche, I still like Porsche. Have you warmed up to Porsche a little bit? No. Or you just like... But I could appreciate his gallows humor in this situation and still being lightheaded and lighthearted. But he also helped Ken with catching the fish and showing him, and all that kind of tenderness he showed him. You're just like, no,
I do appreciate Porsche's positivity and survival skills. And like his forever happy-go-lucky nature, but to the core, I don't like it.
Ah!
Oh, you know he smells real good after 2 days of being in the wild.
No, because they took baths and stuff like that in the creek,
Okay.
in the water,
In the water.
that the fish do their business in.
Oh, they do got budget. Look at this. That's pretty. Oh, finally. Time to go back to Papa. Oh my god. I don't know, start a smoke signal or something. Okay, well, that's so reckless. Oh my god.
So we're doing the so
Okay, so that was it for KinnPorsche. Everyone died, and we'll see you for our next show. Game Boys 2! Game Boys 2!
yeah, it was too. Oh my god.
Okay, as if
So-
not die from all this. Oh my god.
So this is how they probably should have landed and not me, huh?
Oh my god. If the Not Me Boys can jump over that, why can't you? They didn't have Gunpla to teach them about freedom of
Right.
mind. Just believe.
And believe themselves before they do it.
Not a scratch, not even any bleeding, well, something has to be broken, like, come on.
He landed his head on that rock. He's got to have a concussion.
That rock is a pillow. That's what you didn't see. It's got the backstory of a pillow. My dream was to be a pillow, but my dad wanted me to be a rock, so... I mean, like, jumping over that crevice, I'm gonna take, like, a lot of points off both these characters in terms of, like, just likability
Why?
and just logic. I'm just like, gosh.
I'm just like, why would you do that? Why would you like look at them and say, "Oh, we can do"? Like, no one said no. My hip hurts just looking at that fall that happened.
Maybe Kin has the key.
Right?
Imagine if he did have the key all this time.
แต่มันทำให้รู้จักกันมากขึ้นนะเว้ย
Uh-oh, watch you have the key.
Imagine. That would be so funny. But I'm gonna trust that he doesn't.
ตอนกูได้ยินเสียงคนข้างบนแวบแรกกูแม่งไม่อยากออกจากป่าเลยว่ะ
มึงบ้าไปแล้วเหรอ
อยู่นี่กูไม่ต้องแบกรับอะไรไม่ต้องทำตามกำหนดการ
Mm.
เหมือนได้เป็นตัวเองอีกครั้ง
So you purposely fell down a hole.
He did. Yeah, that's what people are saying. He didn't want to make that fall.
กูชอบมึงเวอร์ชันนี้
พอชกูขอโทษ
เรื่องอะไร
เรื่องคืนนั้น
Oh, okay. So I guess all of our stuff before.
We're just gonna like take it back right now.
เส้นบริการคนไหน
Right.
กูว่า
No, he's just talking about sex,
ทำไม่ดีกับมึง
right?
Okay. So
Sorry, I mean like say it.
we jumped.
No, I don't.
ย้อนเวลา
No.
Wait a minute.
กูจะไม่ทำแบบนั้น
กูทำตัวไม่ถูกเหมือนกันเพราะว่า กูก็ไม่เคยโดนใครล้ำเส้นแบบนั้น
Mm. Okay.
มึงยกโทษให้กูได้ไหม
กูยกโทษให้มึงนานแล้ว
งั้นต่อจากนี้เราสองคนไม่มีราคาใจกันอีก
I'm still trying to like figure out. He said about that night, meaning the bathroom night, but is he just talking about crossing line as in professional, sex, workplace relationships, or crossing the consent line? I don't know. I feel like people can still read the situation as like, because he's never done that with a bodyguard before, he's like, I'm sorry I slept with you, not necessarily did it while you were under the influence of something. So all they needed to do was say, you were drugged, I shouldn't have done that. Like, but instead it was still ambiguous for me.
I think this is the closest that is going to come to a solution or a resolution. This is going to sound fucked up without making a big statement, because I don't think that this is one of those BLs that's able to make the statement or make any kind of statement. And kind of similar, but they're in a different vein. It's actually in a totally different vein. Miracle of the Teddy Bear. It actually made statements about mental health and getting wellness, and it actually took it all the way to the end. And it also talked about these kind of things and actually did it much better. But I don't think that this BL is about making statements. And I don't think it has the ability to do that. And I think this is all that they're going to get.
Yeah, he said, I'm sorry for that night. I think that's good. He knows that he crossed a line, don't know which line he crossed, even if it is just sleeping with Porsche. But then I guess Porsche was like, no one's done that to me, so...
I still want more. I see them like playing on the outside, but not really like going full force saying this. So
yeah, gosh, look, I just want the show to validate me, appease me, say that situation wasn't consensual, and so I can say I was right. So like it's not really doing that for me.
รู้ว่าจะทำไงพวกเราออกจากที่นี่ได้ ใครสักคนต้องตัดมือ
Oh my god.
แล้วใครจะเป็นคนยอมเสียสละ
มึงไง
Oh my god.
มึงไม่มีมือมึงเป็นลูกน้องได้ ถ้าตัดสินไม่ได้อะ
Don't.
ใช้ตามกฎ
No. Oh my god. This is terrible.
แพ้โดนตัดมือ
This is a terrible situation.
เป่ายิงชุบ
Oh, they've managed to turn rock, paper, scissors into something sentimental. That actually is astonishingly clever. Oh my god, Porsche, don't cut off your own hand.
okay, well, first of all, you can't really do that because there's also bone under there. And that...
Just wait it out. Oh my god. Wait, he knows how to unbuckle a handcuff?
เอ้า
He knows how to pick a lock.
Well, it's almost like having the key.
มึงขายได้แล้วมึงไม่บอก
เรื่องแค่เนี้ย
I mean, he had the lighter the whole time. Why does he take the cuff off his time?
I don't know.
It's a nice jewelry.
มาดิ
Oh, now he does it. Okay.
Right.
มึงไม่บอกกูแต่แรกวะ มึงนี่แม่งจริง
I mean, like,
Because he just told you why. He's told you why he didn't want to get out.
yeah, okay. But, like, that was the time that people were closest to him. Oh.
Right.
What? What?
กูจะบอกทุกคนว่ามึงตายในป่า
So now he's making a choice.
พวกมึงจะยอมสละมือให้กู หรือเพราะกูชอบเวลามึงมีความสุข มึงหนีไปซะ รีบไป ก่อนที่กูจะเปลี่ยนใจ
ๆ
Oh, that's convenient. Oh my god!
Maybe not so convenient.
Jeez Louise! Imagine being that bad of an assassin! Oh, okay, good job, Porsche. Stop!
Oh, that is like not the way that's supposed to work.
Porsche, just shoot him before he shoots you. Okay, well, okay. Okay, well, okay, come on, hello, someone, okay, there we go. Alright, right on cue, thank you, Daddy Guard, thank you.
Wow!
Oh, Porsche doesn't get to leave. Okay, well, it's like an opera or something.
มึงเข้าไปแฝงตัวหนึ่งก่อนจับตัวมันมาให้ได้ เราจะได้รู้สักทีว่าใครอยู่เบื้องหลังเรื่องนี้
แล้วถ้าเจอตัวแล้วจะทำยังไงเรื่องนั้นผมมีแผนครับผมมาอยู่กับผมนะ
Oh, what? His little brother's still in high school? Macau? That's so funny. Okay, so episode 6. The ending was good. I liked all the storytelling in that. I liked how it played out. Some of it was a bit like sort of unbelievable, but you know, in the end it kind of was like Kin made the resolution to set Porsche free. That was really admirable. Like it showed depth of character there. You know, Porsche was willing to give up his hand. That was really admirable. It showed the connection they had. It showed the deep appreciation, affection, love they had for each other. That deep kiss when Porsche was saying goodbye. Him coming back to save Kin because he, you know, heard the gunshots, and then ultimately Kin protecting Porsche was another sort of like, it's like they have a lot of care for each other that developed over a short period. So that was really nice. Like you can definitely see the love through all the sacrifice that they're willing to go for each other. Kin's sacrifice of, you know, even giving up on the love so that Porsche can be happy. So yeah, now that they've been rescued, it's kind of like Porsche doesn't have that choice to leave. Oh, very bittersweet.
Said this a couple of times. I can appreciate more where love or the reaction between BL couples is built on something. Beyond just like love at first sight, beyond just this or that. And I really got from this episode, they were working together for survival. And they also both gave and take a little bit of each other. And they did something together. And then also how they grew together, but then also them being vulnerable with each other and actually sharing with each other some of their hopes and dreams. The resolution for the night of sex and non-consent, I really liked it. Like I said, even before, sometimes I want things to go further. But often I don't get what I want from shows and media, and you know, it is what it is. Letting Porsche go. And I was like, okay, he had a chance to go, but then also he made that choice to come back for him. Even he had his freedom. He didn't have to come back. He could have let Ken die, but he made a choice to be there. Now, I think there's going to be a shift in the way Porsche acts from this forward, because for the first 6 episodes, he didn't make a choice to be there. He didn't want to be there. Even though he kind of there and there was exchange for stuff, he didn't have that choice to have to be there. With him coming back, he now made that choice to be there. And actually, Ken taking a bullet for Porsche, which was kind of reversed, and also kind of reversed because Porsche did take a bullet for Ken, even though he wasn't supposed to be on the board. So that's interesting.
Yeah, in a similar position as well.
Actually, kind of glad that the bad guys found them, because I'm like, weren't the bad guys also looking for them? Oh yeah, they were being hunted. That was a thing.
They were really desperate to kill Kinn. I mean, like, I guess it was their chance because he was at most vulnerable. The bounty must have been pretty high. I was really impressed that Kinn could throw a knife and it landed like that. I mean,
he
Porsche,
did with the fish.
Oh, right. It's just about fishing. It's like,
he fished for their death.
I mean, like, I do appreciate the dynamic now that they're willing to sacrifice each other. And you're right, like, once Porsche gets back to work, I think the dynamic will be different because he at least now knows what Kinn feels towards him, which is, so he doesn't have to be, like, a jerk back because he understands where it's coming from.
I hope that there's going to be a shift, and I just don't want the more of the same thing that the first 6 episodes were giving me.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping for growth, or at least growth in the relationship, and I see that.
I am excited for how things will progress now that their relationship is more at a reciprocal, even playing field, and that they care about each other. Like, that's the sentimentality behind that is really nice, that they want to look after each other. The other thing that I want to touch up on that I am interested in sort of like analyzing is that Kinn held on to the handcuffs for so long when he could have gotten rid of them once he knew that he had access to a knife. And so he knew that Porsche had a knife at the fishing spot. And then from then until the release, he's kind of wanted to keep the shackles on, as it feels like some sort of thing that he does. He only knows how to be in power and keep people close to him in that way. And so I wonder if it like metaphorically means anything that he could have separated them. He definitely wanted to hang on to something.
I think that the reason for that came about for that discussion when they fell in there about Kinn not wanting to go back, not wanting to go back to that life, not wanting to be rescued, not wanting to be found, and being cuffed to Porsche was still like freedom, which is kind of like a reverse metaphor. Like being cuffed was freedom from him, freedom from that life in which he had to choose.
I think for me, it feels like he only knows how to be in control. He's comfortable in a place where he has that. And it goes down more to him being afraid that Porsche would leave him. And so he needed to keep that sort of physical obstacle from Porsche leaving, because he is insecure about Porsche not wanting to be there. And so I think the handcuffs, signify more about him releasing Porsche to be his own person. And then him kind of trusting that Porsche isn't going to betray him or like leave him, because it was Kinn's choice to release Porsche and not necessarily Porsche's. Or he felt like the right thing, was to release and let go.
And I guess it's like that whole thing, that whole idiom, if you love something, let it go. If it returns back to you, it was meant to be, and all that kind of good stuff.
I definitely think the storyline and the relationships have many layers. Let's see how it goes moving on. There's no point talking about a consent issue anymore. I mean, lots of shows have that, and then they progress and whatever. So, off we go. But I think that's it from us, from Femmes React. Let us know what you thought of the show. Leave us a like, some comments. Subscribe to us if you haven't already, and we'll see you for the next episode. But yeah, I think overall, I enjoyed the last few minutes. It was good. And I hope to see more of that. Yeah.
No, I'm enjoying. I think because it was there, we talked about it. And so we're moving on and we're seeing the rest of the stuff. And so, yeah, I'm interested in seeing the rest of it. I've always been interested in seeing the rest of it. So follow us on Twitter.
That's it. Yeah. All right. See you later, everyone. Bye.
See you later. Bye. Later.